V180's word for today. Helping you live different every day.
In Job 32 verse 8, it says, "It is the spirit in a person, the breath of the Almighty, that gives them understanding." Elihu suddenly spoke up in Job chapter 32. It's apparent he had been present all along, but he held his peace because he believed Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar were older and wiser than he was. In Job 32 verse 6 it says, "I am young in years and you are old. That is why I was fearful, not daring to tell you what I know." After hearing the long and meaningless discourses of Job's three older friends, Elihu suddenly felt emboldened to speak. In Job 32 verse 8 to 10 it says, "It is the spirit in a person, the breath of the Almighty, that gives them understanding. It is not only the old who are wise, therefore I say, listen to me, I too will tell you what I know." Then he spoke non-stop for the next 6 chapters. He no longer saw himself as a loser in the game of comparison. Feelings of inferiority are generated by comparing yourself with others. Or you go the other extreme and finish up with a sense of superiority. That's why you should never play the comparison game. Here's a question. Can you recall a time when you felt so inadequate that you kept quiet and refused to speak up, even though you had a worthwhile thought or idea? You must realize that it is not your ability that determines your success, but the breath of the Almighty that gives you understanding. The secret of success is drawing daily on God's enabling power. When you become persuaded of this truth, you will be able to take on new levels of risk and responsibility without fear or failure.
The word for today, as featured in V180 magazine.
Subscribe today at v180.org.au.
V180.
V180.